If you suffer from migraines or know someone who does, then you're definitely going to want to watch this video. Today, we're helping Megan with a complete functional health evaluation of her migraines, including blood tests, which we'll go over in detail as we get into the video. But she goes away at the end with an action plan that I have seen work over and over and over again for migraine sufferers. And she has such a classic presentation that if you implement the things that we're recommending in this video, it is very, very likely that you're going to get results as well. So sit down, buckle up. If you're in a hurry, there's a description that has timelines in it, as well as some linked videos for explanations. This is Megan. And
hi.
She has been gracious enough to agree to be here, and we're going to do a complete functional health workup on her. And your primary complaint is migraines.
It is, yes.
Okay. So do you have any other complaints? Like, I have regular headaches, or you mentioned neck pain when we talked before.
Yeah, I do get that from time to time, which I think leads to my migraines.
You feel like they're connected. Okay.
Yeah, at times.
So how often do you get migraines?
It really varies. Sometimes I can go 2 or 3 months without getting a migraine. And then sometimes, I'll have one a couple times a month.
Okay.
There's not really, I haven't really figured out why, but I do know that food obviously is one thing that triggers it. I can't eat.
Have you nailed down? Okay.
Yeah, like I can't eat smoked meats or anything smoked in the smoker. Like instantly within 30 minutes to an hour, it gives me a migraine and I just feel terrible.
Can I ask a question on
Yes.
that? So like, are these meats that they were smoked in a certain way, or are they things you purchase from the store and they might have some artificial stuff in them?
No, like my dad would put it on the smoker for Sunday lunch, or like restaurants that do smoked meat, like the Wright's barbecue, places like that.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Oh,
I know, it's so sad.
I love barbecue. Yeah,
I know, me too. But there's something in that smoke, I think, that my body doesn't tolerate.
Okay.
And then the other day I noticed don't eat donuts ever. And somebody at work had a birthday. And so everybody had a donut. And then again, within like 30 minutes to an hour, I had a really bad headache. And I was like, it's the donut.
This is classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am starting to, those are the 2 key things I've noticed.
Okay. How about other
foods.
sweets or other fried foods? And you might not ever eat them, but French fries or anything like that bother you?
Not that I've noticed.
Okay. How long have you had them? How long have you had the migraines?
So I was in a car accident in 2005, roughly. And I totaled my car. It rolled down a ravine, and I was really young then. I was like 20.
You were hurt pretty bad? Or?
No, I was fine. I climbed up out of there and went and found a neighbor to help me, like call my parents and everything. But I never went to the chiropractor or anything after that. I didn't know or understand really about that. And I think sometimes it just kind of all goes back to that.
Okay. Like the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't have them when you were a kid?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
I mean, every now and then I would, but not.
Okay.
That's when I can really remember it becoming more of a thing, more common.
We'll make sure that we check from structure stuff based on that too. We're going to cover all the bases.
Okay.
So have you tried anything to get rid of them, like other than avoidance?
Acupuncture, I've done that. And
how was that?
It was really good. I do feel like it helped a lot. And then I think I just started traveling a lot for work and got busy, and then I just quit going.
And it stopped helping, or it
maintained for a while, but I mean, I think it eventually kind of stopped helping because I didn't go back.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I go to the chiropractor and get adjusted. I get massages like every other week, basically, to try and help maintain. I drink all the water. I drink electrolyte.
Okay. So you mentioned that you got massages every week?
Every other week.
Every other week?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And would you say, I notice a difference with that, or it's just like...
I can tell a difference.
Okay.
Yeah, if I have to skip a week, or, if I only go once a month, I can definitely tell a difference.
Okay. And then the chiropractor, would you say similar? You got to go...
I only go to the chiropractor maybe once a month or just whenever I feel like it needs to be done.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this is kind of a classic thing that we see with lots of different health problems, and that is like, oh, I can keep it under control if I do these interventions, but if I stop doing those, it gets worse again.
Right.
So, and just in general, that is usually an indication that for whatever reason, we're not getting to the real underlying cause of the problem. But anyway, we'll see what we can find with that. Do you feel like you're getting a handle on the migraines, or do you feel like they're getting worse or better, or hey, they're staying the same, or?
I would say sometimes I feel like I've got the upper hand.
Okay.
And I'll do really good. And then every now and then, like the last migraine I had lasted like 4 days and I was just miserable and nothing helped. Nothing made it go away. So
are you able to go to work with that, or you?
I mean, I do.
Just go to bed.
Okay.
You just are like,
push
I'm
through,
in pain.
and have a grumpy face most of the day, probably.
Yeah,
but
that's got to make things pretty miserable.
Sometimes, yeah. And there have been times that I do. I'm just like, I have to go home. I can't do this, and I will just go to bed. But
okay, and that helps, or you just you get over it?
I just kind of have to get over it.
Okay. How often do they last? 3 or 4 days like that?
Not very often.
Okay.
Normally just a day or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I feel like this might sound weird, but sometimes I feel like my body gets there and it's like, I don't know, I'm just going to stay here. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, nothing triggers it to be like, it's fine. You can quit doing that now.
Okay.
I don't know. That's just kind of how it feels in my body sometimes.
Have you found anything that, like, other than go to bed, like, oh, this helps if I do this, or have you ever tried medication or anything like that?
I did take some migraine medicine, and I mean, it did help, but my insurance won't pay for it. So
prescription, or like
it was prescription.
Okay, but your insurance doesn't cover it.
No, it was a whole fight. But my boss,
Really?
So
Okay.
I work in HR, and my boss came to the office one day and she was like, "What's wrong?" I said, "I just had a migraine for like 3 days and I'm miserable." And she said, "What about your migraine medicine?" I said, "Well, our insurance isn't paying for it, I guess." And so she called and pushed it through.
Okay.
But they only gave me 15 pills, and that lasted me probably close to a year because I don't have them that often. But I just didn't feel like fighting again to try and get more.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But ibuprofen, Advil, Aleve, BC powder, none of that really helps.
Okay. It doesn't do any good.
No, I could take the whole bottle and it would still be hurting.
Oh, okay. Well, don't do that.
Yeah.
Obviously, don't do that. So, including your migraines and everything else, on a scale of 1 to 10, how healthy would you say you are?
I think I'm like probably a 9.
Okay.
You might say something different, though.
Well, we'll do some tests and try to figure it out. So, why would you say a 9?
Because, I mean, every day for the most part, I feel good. I don't like wake up with like aches and pains and this, and
other than the migraines, you're pretty complaint free.
Yeah. My energy is pretty good and I sleep pretty good. And I just don't really have any complaints that I hear other people complaining about.
Yeah.
So I feel like I must be doing all right.
So if you got rid of the migraines, you'd be like, oh, I'm
100. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we had a class a couple weeks ago that you came to, and we talked about a bunch of stuff.
Right.
Not everything we're going to cover today, but is there anything that's like, oh, I'm worried about changing my diet? We talked about that a little bit, or I'm worried about giving this up or that up or whatever.
No.
You don't have any worries that way?
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
No.
Good. You're not like, is there anything you're like, oh, I'm not willing to give this up?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. No, whenever I left that class, I started, doing some research and looking at recipes and things. And I was like, oh, this seems kind of hard. But then once I started playing around with like, give me the easiest basic like menu and ideas, then I was like, oh, this is a piece of cake.
And you're using GTP for that?
Yeah.
And they're helping out a lot.
For sure. It was super easy. So, I mean, I haven't completely gone paleo, but I've been doing more research and trying to figure out like, how can I incorporate it and make this work for me? And the more I'm like seeing and reading, I'm like, oh yeah, that seems easier than what it initially sounded like.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. Good. And if you're already part of the way there, you know, it makes life easier in general.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know you work, you have a job. How would you say your stress is overall? Like life stress?
Life stress, I mean, work is really my only stress that I have, and it kind of comes and goes. Sometimes I don't really have work stress at all, and then other times it feels like
okay, just like any other job.
Yeah.
It's not like constant, I'm dying.
Mm-mm.
Okay, good. Okay, well, real good. I want to make sure I'm covering all my bases. Oh, how do you sleep? How are you sleeping?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many hours a night would you say, just on average?
7 to 8.
Okay, that's good. Okay. All right, great. Well, I wanted to, since you really haven't watched any of the videos that we have, I wanted to kind of go over the Try to Health a little bit.
Okay.
And we look with functional health, we look at 6 things. We look at allergies and sensitivities, emotion. We look at structure, which when you said, oh, I got in a car wreck and then the migraines kind of started, that is a big cue there.
Okay.
We look at your acupuncture system, toxins, and getting rid of those if there are any of those causing trouble, and then nutrition, which is a pretty big category, and that's the one that I wanted to get into next. Nutrition is a huge category, and obviously it affects everything. What you eat, what you drink, hormones, infections, prescriptions are the 5 kind of categories or 5 areas we cover that are all kind of under nutrition.
Okay.
And we're going to look at all that and see what we can find. One of the ways that we're going to look at this is the blood test, which we'll go over that later.
Okay.
But we're also going to use muscle testing. And I worked on this at that class, and we couldn't get you testable. And so let's see what we can do here.
Okay.
So hold your arm up. I'm going to push, and you don't let me.
Okay.
Very good and strong. There's a universal test point here, right between the pupils. Hold really, really hard. Don't let me push. And just like the other day, normally this point will kind of short circuit things and make your arm go weak, but yours doesn't. So there's a couple different things that can cause this. One of them is your adrenal glands. I'm going to have you hold this. Okay. This is a vitamin that helps your body handle stress, essentially. So hold. We're going to do the same test. Very good. Hold really hard. Okay.
Whoa.
Can you tell a difference? Yeah, it just kind of shuts off. Yeah. Now, you might be like, well, how the heck does it help if I just hold it?
Yeah.
Which is a little strange. They've been doing a lot of study on this, but there's basically like an energy field around your body. And if we put something in your energy field that helps, then that may change the test.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, very fascinating. Very fascinating. Same as touching like an acupuncture point or something like that, which we'll do some of that later. So we'll have you keep holding that.
Okay.
If while we're testing your arm gets tired, let me know, we can swap sides.
Okay.
Okay, so no problem there.
Okay.
So everything that we do, I'm just going to have you hold your arm up. Okay. There's a couple tests that I want to do to make sure that the testing is accurate.
Okay.
These are for what's called switching. Hold really hard. This is kidney 27. Don't turn your head, but move your eyes to the side. Just look at my fingers, and then keep your eyes over here, but then sniff through your nose, like hold. Very, very good. And then follow my fingers with your eyes.
Oh, with my eyes.
Yeah, just your eyes. Yep, there you go. Sniff again. Hold really hard. Okay, and see how that goes weak?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is another kind of test on stress for your body. So basically, we're kind of asking you to, rub your belly and pat your head at the same time and then switch. We're asking a bunch of cranial nerves to do work all at the same time. You're rolling your eyes, which involves like 3 cranial nerves at the same time, and then sniff through your nose and then hold your arm up. Your body's just like, I can't handle this. Yeah, exactly. So what this is telling me is you've got this issue. You're going to have to hold this to make you testable. And then we'll do this other thing to fix this problem where you roll your eyes to make you testable. But your body is to some degree saying, hey, I'm under stress.
Okay.
Okay. So to fix this roll in the eyes problem, we're going to tap here, right on the forehead. And this just kind of fixes it temporarily so our testing will be accurate. Let's see if we got it. Hold really hard. Okay, follow my fingers again. And sniff. Nope. Follow. Yep, go really slow. That's okay. Sniff. Hold. Okay. And can you tell it got stronger?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. Okay, hold really hard.
Okay.
Good. Put a hand on your belly button. Right over your palm right over it.
Okay.
Yep, perfect. And then hold really hard. Okay, and see how that one goes weak?
Yeah.
That's normal.
Okay.
Okay, so good. Good.
Oh, good.
So that's all the kind of tests that we're doing to see if you're testable.
Okay.
I'm going to work on some nutrition, some organ points first.
Okay.
So hold really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of like asking your body, and these are acupuncture points.
Mm-hmm.
This is like asking your body, hey, how's this organ? How's this organ? How's this organ? And so on. Your body will let us know.
Okay.
So close your right eye. Hold really hard. That's for eye. This is for heart. Great. This one is for liver. Hold really hard. Try it again. Is your arm getting tired?
No.
Okay, good. Hold really hard.
Okay.
Hold really hard. Okay, see how that one goes weak?
Yeah.
Yeah. So liver, this is a big deal when it comes to migraines.
Mm-hmm.
And your blood test actually showed some of this too.
Okay.
So we'll get into all that.
Okay.
Actually, before I forget, I'm going to write this down. This is for gallbladder. Hold really hard. Okay, even more related to migraines. This is for lung. Great. Stomach. Small intestine. Okay.
She's not happy either.
No, that one's not happy either.
Dang it.
I'm going to do a test on small intestine that relates to infection.
Okay.
Okay. And when this one is, so I'm doing what are called hand modes.
Mm-hmm.
A guy named Beardall found these, and they're fascinating. I use them all the time. And basically, he found that different hand positions relate to different problems in the body.
Okay.
This one, we already know there's a problem with the small intestine. This one is for parasites.
Okay.
Hold. See how that's strong?
Mm-hmm.
Great. You don't want parasites.
No.
This one is for Candida. Okay, and see how that one goes weak?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what Candida is?
Isn't it a yeast?
It's like a yeast overgrowth. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Let me make a note of that. This one is for bacteria. This one for virus. Okay, so Candida showed up.
Okay.
Okay, now we're going to move on. That's your belly button right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this one is for large intestine. Great. No problem there, but I'm going to do the same test.
Okay.
Parasite, Candida, very good. Bacteria, virus, I kind of thought Candida would be there, so it's not, so that's good. This one is for ovaries. What am I missing?
Bladder.
Kidney is right here. Very good. Bladder is here. Very good. Did we do heart?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, great. Okay, moving on.
Okay.
Now we're doing nutrition.
Okay.
Lots more points here. This one's for stress. This one's for protein. Close your right eye again. That's for vitamin A. Now you might be like, that same test was for eye.
Mm-hmm.
And the eye needs vitamin A to function properly. But it has a lot to do with intent too. And, you go to doctors and you sit down and you talk to them and they might do some blood tests and that sort of thing. And then they're like, okay, we're finding this and here's your prescription or here's whatever it is. we do all of that same stuff, but then we do muscle testing as well. And it's this whole other layer of like diagnosis. And it's really like asking your body, how is this problem? How's this problem? How's this? Oh, that one's trouble. And then we can put that all together so we can see this really holistic big picture.
I love it.
So yeah. This one is potassium, sodium, trace minerals. Very good. And if your arm gets tired, let me know.
Okay.
Vitamin E, iodine, vitamin C. Very good. Let me see here. Oh yeah, calcium is right here. Probiotics. Do you take a probiotic?
No.
Okay.
Might be why the Candida is not happy.
Well, and a lot of times, because they compete for space, Candida competes with probiotics for space in your gut. And if your diet tends to feed the Candida more, then they'll tend to overgrow, which you're already working on changing that. So good. Okay. Magnesium. There it is. This one is zinc. Iron. Vitamin D. Hold. Okay, that's vitamin D.
Oh no.
Vitamin D is really important. It really is. This one is vitamin B complex. Touch your tongue for this one. Hold. Very good. Okay. Some of your blood tests showed maybe some vitamin B deficiency, so I'm glad to see that it's not testing that way. Now we're going to do endocrine.
Okay.
So this is brain, pituitary, thyroid, adrenal gland. Okay, and that's what this helps. But the adrenal gland are so important for so many things. And honestly, it's more common to have problems with that in today's society than not.
Okay.
And if you're not supporting your adrenal gland on a regular basis, it can be a real problem. Your adrenals they do a lot of stuff for you, but they're the primary gland that helps you handle stress.
Okay.
And if you don't have good adrenals, then every kind of stress is worse. Even something like, think of it like this, like I'm swimming, okay? And you're young, you're young, I'm strong, I'm swimming and I'm, the water's up to here, I can tread water all day long, no problem. But life happens and you go through life and stuff, like life is kind of like, oh, I reach over to the side of the pool and I grab a little pebble and I put it in my pocket. And that's like, this minor bad diet problem. Yeah. And then, oh, I grab this rock and I put it in my pocket. And that's like, oh, I got in a bad car wreck that I still have to deal with. And then, you just, oh, I don't exercise like I should. I don't always eat like I should. And then the water is like, here.
Yeah.
And some people are like, well, I'm still breathing, so I'm okay. But then, okay, I'm eating smoked meat. And now I'm like, I can't breathe and I'm struggling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then people do things to help get themselves back up above water level. That water level is like your symptoms.
Right.
So the more we can do to get the stuff out of your pockets, the more you're like, okay, I never have migraines anymore because my pockets are empty.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing. And it's hard because you're in a situation where you're like, well, how do you empty your pockets? How do you do that? Because what most of the time the medicine is like, the doctor says, well, don't empty your pockets, just wear these little water wings for a while. And those work for a while until your pockets are even too heavy for the water wings. You know what I mean?
So, and you keep adding water wings.
Yes,
because they
exactly.
Cost more
Yeah, you need more and more. And the best thing to do is just empty your pockets.
Yeah, seems easier.
Yeah. Well, it's not easier than just taking a pill is the problem.
Right.
You know, sometimes it's like, oh, this is so simple. But then it doesn't really help in the long run.
You take 4 more pills.
I want to eat barbecue today, so here's more meds or whatever. Anyway, okay, continuing.
Okay.
This is for ovaries. Okay, leave this here. Then this is to make sure your hormone system is all kind of working together. That looks good. Okay, great. And we'll make recommendations based on all this stuff here in a minute. Oh, I forgot. This is vegetable oil.
Okay.
What do you cook with?
Well, I don't really cook a lot.
Oh.
But I use olive oil when I do.
Okay, great.
I'm an empty nester, so, you know, I just don't really...
So what do you eat?
That's a good question. I eat sandwiches, or I'll make salads, or like a soup or a pasta or something that lasts for the week.
Okay.
I don't cook a lot.
Do you go out a lot?
No.
Okay, but you're eating at home.
Yeah.
So you're in charge of your ingredients.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, I mean, some days I have yogurt for dinner. I'm not good at this. Is why I'm coming to you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not good at this.
Okay. So this is, and I talked about this at the class, this is very high in omega-6 fatty acids. So this is kind of like asking your body, do I have too many omega-6s?
Okay. Hold it.
I'm going to hold this over your heart. I'm going to hold it over your gut. Okay, and your body's saying, I don't like it there.
Yeah.
So let's make a note of that. I'm going to hold it over your head. Okay. I don't know if you remember from the class how I talked about how inflammatory this is. Yeah. So if you're in a situation where you have excess omega-6s, which I told you the blood tests weren't quite done. They weren't 100% done. That's the test that's not done.
Okay.
So it's a harder test than some of the others, and takes a little bit longer because they got to have a special machine. But anyway. Okay. We're switching arms. I want to make sure we're testable on this side.
Okay.
So hold really hard. Very good. Same test. Not so good. Let's go back.
Okay.
Try this again. Okay. So see how you're testable on one side than the other? Okay. This isn't something that I anticipated finding. So let's do a couple more tests that relate to this.
Okay.
Okay. Count for me. Just out loud.
From 1? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4,
keep going.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay. See how that goes weak?
Yeah.
Okay. Hum a tune for me, like any tune, happy birthday or anything.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to grab something.
My arm broke.
No, it's not your arm. Whenever we're in a situation where you're testable on one side but not the other, it's usually brain.
Oh, okay.
And there's the brain is the most complex organ in the body for sure. Let me find my brain supplement here.
Total brain?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hold this.
Okay.
And hold. Good and strong. Hold. Okay, hold really hard. Can you tell a difference? Okay, but this should make you weak.
Yeah.
Okay, and the only way that you're weak on this side of your body is by taking total brain.
Okay.
Okay. Now, that doesn't mean you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get Alzheimer's or something like that, although who knows?
Right.
And I take that supplement every day. Take it every day. But the brain is a lot like a computer. And this is how we test too. You know, like I touch a point that relates to liver and your body says, oh, that means liver. Is the liver good? Is it bad? Is it okay? Just like you hit K on the keyboard of your computer and what shows up on the screen? K every time. It's the same thing. And it's not like we're asking your body, we're really asking your brain and nervous system. But if you're not testable on one side, but you are on the other side, brain is usually what we think of.
Okay.
Now, I'll go back to be consistent. I'll go back to this one. Count for me out loud.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Keep going.
6, 7, 8, 9,
Keep
10,
going.
11, 12, 13.
See how that changes?
Yeah, I need my brain.
Yeah, exactly. Let's hum.
Okay.
Keep going. Okay. Let me make a note of this, because when we tested and we just asked, we tested the test point for brain, your body said, oh, I'm fine. But when we had it do some extra stuff, it's like, oh, I'm falling down on the job. Now, just like a computer, my hard drive gets full. I got, all this stuff from work, and I got a home life, and I got all this stuff, and my brain's just like, I'm done. Yeah. So it needs a little extra help. And then remember, I held the omega-6s over your brain as well. If you're in a situation where you're not supplementing with omega-3s, are you?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay. Then the neurotransmission doesn't work as well either. So that's another factor. Okay. And then, it's like, oh, is it the brain that we're testing with the omega-6 oil, or is it for the migraines? And it's like, well, I don't know. It's hard to say. Yeah. And that's, just avoid that stuff is for sure. your better bet. Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to switch to this side so they could see better on the camera. Okay. But anyway, okay. So let me get rid of this. Okay. And go back from that tangent that we got off on. And we're testing allergies and sensitivities now. So I use homeopathic samples of different allergens, primarily foods, but some of them are other stuff too. And we'll test a bunch of stuff that relate to this and try to figure this out. So I'm going to hold this over heart. And your body's saying, oh, I'm good here. This is good. Okay. Great, perfect. Same thing here. These are more detailed kit. That's a kind of a basic kit. I'm going to put this. Okay, so your body's saying something in there is not what I want. We'll come back to this. Okay. Let's go to this one. Same test. Hold really hard. Okay, let's get rid of that one. And same test here. Hold really hard. Good. Let's go back here, hold. Okay, so something in here your body doesn't like. Yeah. Let's just put that in your pocket. Okay. Just so you're still holding it, but it's kind of out of the way. Okay. And what I'm going to have you do with your left arm is just put it over all of that. Okay. Okay. Hold really hard. Very good. Move to the next column. Hold. Try the middle one there. Yep. Hold. Try the next one. Okay, and then try the far one. Okay, so it's something here. So what I'm going to do is 4 fingers at a time. Okay. Yep. Perfect.
Am I on over? There we go.
Perfect. Hold. Great. Move down to the next. Hold. Great. Hold really hard. Okay. Okay, so we know it's here. Try these last 3. Hold. Okay. Do 1 finger. And let's start with date here. Hold. Go down to the next. Okay, I'm going to pull this one out and get rid of it. Try the next. Hold. And try that last one. Okay, good. Honestly, this is not bad.
Oh, good.
Yeah, food allergies can be a huge deal. They really can. And we have another blood test that we do where you do a finger prick, and they test way more foods than this at a lab. And it's a different kind of test than this. And this is more an energetic test. But this one that showed up was dill seed.
Interesting.
Hold really hard. For some reason, your body's saying, I don't like that
Get
stuff.
it away.
Yeah. Hold. Good. I'm going to hold it over liver. Good. Gallbladder. Good. And that's just like general. Okay. So let me write that down. Okay, next thing I want to test is toxins, which are here on the Try to Health.
Okay.
This is a homocysteine, and I want to see if homocysteine is an issue for you. Homocysteine is something everyone's body makes, but if you don't have the correct stuff to break it down, it can become toxic in the body. And then these are homeopathic samples, just like the allergies that we did, but these are of different heavy metals, heavy metal toxicity that can come from the environment. Very good. Not showing up for anything there. So super. Let's move on to emotion.
Okay.
Emotion, when I test for emotion, a lot of people think of like, oh, horrible trauma, or something horrible that happened when you were a kid or something like that. And 99% of the time, it's nothing like that. Let's say you're 5. 5-year-olds aren't rational, and your mom doesn't give you a cookie. Well, as a 5-year-old, it's like the worst thing that ever happened in the world, for whatever reason. Or, my brother got a cookie, but I didn't, or whatever the situation is.
Right.
And it doesn't matter to your brain how traumatic it is. It matters how traumatic it sees it as at the time. And that is completely relative and that sort of thing. There are a number, can I get that book, The Feelings Buried Alive? It's right there, yeah. There are a number of emotions that relate to migraines and then just headaches that I've written down. They are out of a really good book. I don't know how many of these I bought because I use them so much, I just tear them up.
Yeah.
But it's a really good book called Feelings Buried Alive, Never Die.
Okay.
And it's available on Amazon. It's really, really good. But let's test and see if any of these are here.
Okay.
Hold really hard. Unable to flow easily with life. And these are related to migraines.
Okay.
I want to take things at my own pace. Dislikes being pushed. Inability to handle pressure or stress for long periods. Pushing to control. Wants to control. Good. Let's switch. Let's see if there are any emotions that just relate to headache, and we'll do one for neck pain here. Inability to resolve emotional upsets. Okay, and see how that one goes weak?
Yeah.
Okay, so hold really hard.
Okay.
Inability to resolve emotional upsets. Okay, so that one showed up. Let me make a quick note of that, and we'll come back to that.
Okay.
Hurt feelings going unexpressed. Feelings of inner pressure working on you. Feeling unable to control. Feelings of fear and anxiety getting the best of you. Unpleasant relationships. Okay. Inability to face an issue. Manifesting the need to laugh, sing, praise, and express gratitude. Impatience with self that you have not done enough. Holding on to old limitations. Not seeing the good in anything. Feeling you're better than other people. Okay, great. So 2 showed up. So these are probably something, let's say we fixed everything else and we didn't fix these, then you may be like, oh, my migraines are cured and they never come back.
Yeah.
Or it might be a situation where these are like your body's number one thing that's causing the migraines. And I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't know that. If, like, I had a patient who, she had migraines and she had lots of other health problems, and she just had this seething hatred for her father. And I was like, and it was obvious, and she knew it. It's like, oh yeah. I would talk to her about forgiveness, and she's like, I just can't. I can't. Yeah. And it was almost like I'd rather keep my anger and pain and all the stuff that was causing than to forgive him. Anyway. So there's a couple different emotional techniques, and you'll get access to our online program that will teach you how to do that. We're going to work on some today, and then we'll there's a couple other techniques that I'll make sure that you know as well. But anyway, this technique that I'm going to use is called emotional deletion technique. So let's start with that. Inability to resolve emotional upsets. Okay, so what we do is we tap heart and brain, which are emotional centers, and repeat the phrase several times. You can relax. And then there's another step that's kind of like hit and delete. So we're kind of like trying to pull this emotion up on the desktop of your computer, and then we're hitting delete on it. So I'm going to tap heart and brain. Inability to resolve emotional upsets. Inability to resolve emotional upsets. Inability to resolve emotional upsets. And then, have you ever heard, like, when you ask somebody a question, do they ever look like, oh, they look up in a certain direction, or they look down and they're thinking about it? They found that different eye positions actually relate to accessing different parts of your brain. So this is kind of like testing, hey, what part of your brain is that memory in, that emotion in? So look straight up.
Do I move my head or just my
your eyes? Just your eyes. Yep. Hold really hard. Perfect. Look at a 45 here. Straight over. Okay. So what I'm going to do is go back and forth. So we brought that emotion up on the desktop of your computer, and this is like scratching over a record so it never plays the same again. I don't know, record, that's probably a bad analogy. Remember all the old record players?
Oh, yeah, I had one.
Okay, so follow my fingers. You can relax. Just with your eyes. Good. Let's see if we got that. Inability to resolve emotional upsets. Good. And see how that's stronger now?
Yeah, it's
great.
Crazy.
It is crazy. It really is. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
it is.
And it's not like, oh, now you're cured and everything's going to be fine. You know, that's one little part. There's another technique that, like I said, it's online, and I'll share it with you before you go. But something you can do at home. You don't need me. I'm big into not having people need me, for sure. I want them to be able to deal with stuff on their own, and that's what the website's all about. But anyway, let's go on to the next one. Hold really hard. Unpleasant relationships. Okay, so unpleasant relationships, unpleasant relationships, unpleasant relationships, unpleasant relationships, unpleasant relationships. Follow my fingers with your eyes. Hold. Look over. Good. Straight over. Good. Down here. Okay. And you can tell the difference there.
Yeah.
So just follow my fingers. Real slow. There you go. Good. Unpleasant relationships. Great. Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so are you divorced?
I am, yeah.
Okay. That emotion brings something up. Let's test a couple more things. Hold really hard. I forgive my husband, ex-husband.
I forgive my ex-husband. It's a lie.
Okay, see how that goes?
Yeah.
And so, like the patient I was telling you about, you know, she was just like, I can't forgive my father. I can't forgive my father. And, oh my goodness, she had so many issues around that. But when you don't forgive people, he probably doesn't care.
I don't really think about him either. We were married I was like 19.
Okay.
I got divorced when I was 21.
Okay.
But I don't like him as a dad to my son. So that's probably where it really comes from. Not so much like,
well, and then that might be it. Yeah, that ongoing issue.
Yeah.
But does the forgiveness help you? The lack of forgiveness help you? Like, I'm still mad at him.
No, probably not.
Okay. And this is the nice thing about this is, like, you probably weren't aware of any of this.
No.
We're testing your subconscious.
Yeah, like I haven't thought about him in a long time, actually.
But it's there.
Yeah.
And just like that pebble, you'll swim higher if you get rid of it.
Makes sense.
So there's a technique for that. Stick that one in your pocket too.
Okay.
And I'll get you a sheet on, this is the one I was telling you about online. Let's do a couple more while we're at it.
Okay.
And I just want to make sure you're testable still with those in your pocket and not holding them. Okay, perfect. I forgive myself.
I forgive myself.
See how that stays strong? Great. Okay. So great.
Yeah.
So you've heard of acupuncture. This technique uses acupuncture to accelerate what you're trying to accomplish.
Okay.
Have you ever heard the gut is the second brain?
I have, yeah.
Okay, yeah. The two acupuncture points we're going to be doing relate to the gut. One's for stomach and one for small intestine. And this is kind of like using those points to help get rid of this emotion from your brain.
Okay.
So do this. The acupuncture points are right here. They're right on these knuckles. So roll them in just a little and then tap, 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 tap. So you're stimulating this point and then say 3 times, I totally and completely forgive my ex-husband.
I totally and completely, what was it? Forgive my ex-husband. I totally and completely forgive my ex-husband. I totally and completely forgive my ex-husband.
And then the next step is tapping right on the bone under the pupils. Yep. And just think about, issues that you might think of occasionally that might make you not forgive him. Think about the problem, essentially, and let's test. Hold really hard. I forgive my ex-husband.
I forgive my ex-husband.
Okay, great. Now, again, you might think of something in a month and it brings that feeling of non-forgiveness back up.
Right.
So doing this regularly is really great.
Okay.
There's a couple other things that are foundational, like emotions, that are really important. I love myself.
I love myself.
And we already did I forgive myself. Those are 2 big ones. I deserve to be healthy.
I deserve to be healthy.
I deserve to be pain-free.
I deserve to be pain-free.
Very good. I deserve to be migraine-free.
I deserve to be migraine-free.
Okay, and see, you're not having any of that. Yeah. So good. But those are all things you could use this technique for.
Okay.
But you're not showing up for any of that. So great.
That's good, yeah.
Great. Okay. Emotion, that's covering that base pretty well. Okay. Next thing I want to test is electro-acupuncture, your electro-acupuncture system.
Okay.
We tested liver and gallbladder, and they both showed trouble. This is classic for migraines. I mean, I see this. If I don't see it, I'm shocked.
Interesting. Okay.
And here's the reason. This is the gallbladder acupuncture system, or part of it.
Okay.
It actually starts in your foot and it runs up your body, but it comes up the back of the neck, goes to the forehead, goes back down to the back of the neck, goes up around the ear and up and down and ends near the eye. So if you're having trouble with the gallbladder acupuncture system, you'll oftentimes have migraines. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
So let's test.
Okay.
Hold really hard. I'm going to test some kind of classic points that are for migraines.
Okay.
Hold. Right here. Hold. Okay, see how that one goes down? Okay. There's another one right here. Okay. And there's another one right here. Wow, all three of those are trouble. Do your shoes slip off easily?
Yeah, they're just slides.
And I know you won't be able to see this as well, but there's another one on the foot. Hold really hard. That I want to test. Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah. That's the end of the gallbladder acupuncture system. This is the very beginning.
Okay.
So you're showing up for a lot of these. One of the things that helps is Electro-Acupuncture, and I'll send you home with one of these.
Okay.
This device sends a mild electrical current out the tip and goes into your acupuncture point, and then it travels through your body and it comes back into, there's a battery in here, a AA, comes back into the battery here through your hand. And it has, like, there's 0, and then 1, 2, 3. Usually 1 or 2 is more than enough.
Okay.
Unless your battery's starting to die. But what I would recommend is setting aside a time at this point once a day or so and stimulating your acupuncture points for about 15 to 30 seconds each.
Okay.
I will send, I'll email you this, but you can take this one home with you. These are acupuncture points that are classic for migraines. Over thousands of years of the history of acupuncture, acupuncturists have written down points and been like, yeah, this really helped my patient with migraines. And they keep records of this stuff and then they compile them into books. And this is like one of the approaches to acupuncture. It's a formula, essentially. And it's not like covering every base with this, but it can help. And it can help continue keeping the flow of acupuncture energy or chi energy flowing. And it can also help sometimes when you're like, oh, I feel like a migraine's coming on. I'm gonna
stop it.
Yeah, I'm gonna help it. Right. By hitting some of these points.
Okay.
And some of them, the majority of them are, as you can see, on the face and the neck area. Some are on the feet, and then some are on the hands.
Okay.
But anyway, this is a really simple thing to do. You can do it on yourself by just holding this thing, or you can do it on...
Like, what's it going to feel like?
Here, I'll show you on your hand.
Okay. I'm scared over here.
You feel it? Not yet? No?
I don't know what I'm saying.
A little electrical...
Oh, I feel it now.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mild?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. So it's going into your hand, into my hand, back around, but you can do it on yourself.
Can you feel it in your hand?
Barely.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a wide hold versus that.
Yeah.
But, well, and I hope this isn't too hard on you, but there's 0. You feel it?
A little bit.
Okay. And that's all it takes is a little bit.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be, hard on you or anything like that. Just a tiny bit. But this will go up to 9, so you obviously don't want that. Back to 0. But I tell people, I'm watching a movie and I'm hitting my points.
Yeah.
And, just kind of make it into your everyday life when or I'm watching the weather on TV and there's a commercial on or whatever, I'm going to hit my points.
Okay.
That can in some cases make a significant difference. And I think it will in your case because you're in a situation where gallbladder showed up, liver showed up, and then all these points showed up as well. So we'll make sure you get one of these when you go home. But that's something that I think would help a bunch. So anyway, continuing on, structure.
Okay.
Are your feet cold? You want to put your shoes back on?
Oh, sure.
I know it's a little chilly back here.
Kind of forgot I had them off there for a second.
The chiropractor that you go to, what kind of thing does he do? What kind of treatment does he do? Like he uses his hands?
Yes.
Okay.
He uses his hands. He adjusts, and sometimes I get where they put the little patches on.
And electrical?
Yes.
Okay, it feels similar
and
to that.
then, and then sometimes the ultrasound machine, just kind of depending.
Okay. I'm going to probably do some tests while you're standing here in a second, but let's try to sit first.
Okay.
And sorry, my hands are kind of cold.
You're fine.
But I just want to see how things are moving here. Yeah. I already can tell that's tender. Not too bad?
Not too bad, but it is a little tender.
Okay. In there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Let's have you stand.
Okay.
So one of the things I always check that most chiropractors don't check, because most chiropractors don't use muscle testing, is for what's called an anterior occiput. If we find that, I'll tell you what that is here. Hold. Hold. Yeah. Okay. Hold. This can happen a lot of times with a car wreck. So your occiput is your skull bone, essentially. And your brain sits up here. And then there's a bone called an atlas here. And what has happened in your case is it's actually slipped forward. This is very common. And if you basically put your finger down in there, it's doing this. And I'm exaggerating it.
Right.
It's not cutting your spinal cord in half, but it's putting pressure in areas that it shouldn't be.
Okay.
Let's fix this real quick. And again, this is one of those things that's like, you might need another adjustment here soon.
Okay.
I don't know how to see.
Okay.
Where's that activator? No, there you go. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, have you ever had this used on you?
I haven't.
Okay, this is called an activator. I usually do a treatment for this with a piece that drops while you're laying down on your stomach. I think that one is more effective, but I don't have one of those right now. I'm retired, so I don't have that. But I'm going to come in sideways and bring it kind of backward.
Okay.
So
out of the way.
Okay? Let's have you stand.
Okay.
Let's see if we got that. Hold. Hold. Okay. Now, that's another one of those things like, well, maybe if you, sleep wrong on your pillow, that'll come back. This is the one I felt. Let's work on that one too real quick. I don't know that. It will, but tone this down just a touch. So it's not quite as harsh. You all right?
Yeah.
Let's try again. Hold. Good. I don't know, again, how easy those are going to be to come back.
Yeah.
This one is associated with neck pain a lot, but the anterior occiput is associated with migraines quite a bit. I see that a lot.
Yeah.
And does your chiropractor ever use a drop piece that slams down, makes noise?
Not for up here, just for my
the lower back or mid back. Okay. There's a technique that works really well for that if he does. Anyway. Okay. Do you have any questions so far? Because we're going to move on to the blood tests.
No, I'm good.
Okay. We do, and I'll send you home with both of these.
Okay.
We do tests through LabCorp. They're a nationwide laboratory, and you went and got your blood taken. Tons of doctors use them, and we do as well, and they do a good job. They use, in general, two standard deviations from the mean to determine if you're basically out of line when it comes to your blood tests.
Okay.
So essentially, this is like a bell curve, and the majority of people fall into this area, and then some people kind of fall outside, and then some people fall outside of that. What this is like disease
Okay.
to some degree.
Mhm.
Okay. And the lab doesn't tell us until you're like outside here. So it's got to get pretty bad before they're like, oh yeah, she's got a problem with this.
Okay.
Okay. So keeping that in mind, you only had a couple things.
That's good.
Yeah,
I'll take
that's
that.
good. Yeah, we don't want a whole ton
No.
falling outside of that for sure, because that's definitely more
Scary.
of an issue. Yeah. Mean corpuscular volume, that's how big your red blood cells are.
Mhm.
Usually, if this is high, your red blood cells are struggling to carry oxygen. Okay. So like an anemia kind of situation, and we'll talk about that more here in a second. And then you also showed up for your LDL, low density lipoprotein cholesterol, was a little high.
Mhm.
Okay. And we did a ton of tests on you. These are the ones that hadn't come in yet, but we tested that with a muscle testing. And then we did what they call a lipid panel, which is like cholesterol and all that. And then it puts you into these categories of risk. And I don't know if there's a history of heart disease that runs in the family or stroke or anything like that.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you fall into a low, intermediate, or high risk based on what I'm seeing. And we're talking about heart here.
Mhm.
Okay. Based on what I'm seeing, I would put you in this low risk category.
Okay.
Okay. So the things that were not quite where they want them, but you're still in a situation where you're very low risk. So I'm not even worried about heart at all.
Okay, and that's good.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, we'll come back to that. But it gives you all sorts of reading stuff if you're interested in that. And then these are some things about the test that were done.
Okay.
That being said, the problem with that is that you have to like wait until you're among the worst of the worst for anything to be done. Okay. Exactly. And even here, your doctor would probably be like, hey, you're fine. Mm-hmm. You're fine. So I take those same tests and I put them through a functional health analysis.
Okay.
And this is where I worry.
There's a lot of colors on here.
Yes, okay. Exactly. Yeah. We find a lot more. Mm-hmm. It's the same numbers. What we do with this is like squeeze them in.
Okay.
And I'm oversimplifying it a little bit because a lot of them, the lady who made this analysis, her name is Dr. Lynn Tui. She has a PhD in human biology, and she's like brilliant. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I use this analysis and have for many, many years, and it's a great analysis. But it picks up stuff where it's like, so don't think of it like, oh, I have this right now. Think of it like, oh, this is a warning that I might have it in the future if I don't do anything now.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, all of that's a big, long explanation for why I like this test better.
For sure, yeah.
And there's a lot of like moderately higher than it should be, and then some that are like, yeah, we don't like this. Mm-hmm. But keep in mind, two out of all of these are what showed up here. Yeah. So I don't want you being like, oh my gosh, yes. I want you to take steps, but
for not. Sure.
Yeah. You're with me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. On your same page.
Okay. I like this because she takes all of this and says, okay, what's all this mean? These are in alphabetical order, not in order of importance.
Okay.
Okay. Anemia due to B12 folate deficiency. Anemia, iron deficiency. Cardiovascular health, non-homeostasis. And that was some of the stuff that was shown up here just a little bit. This is where we get into your migraines a little more. GI dysfunction, malabsorption, gut troubles. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hypochlorhydria, that's like not enough stomach acid.
Okay.
Now, everybody thinks of like, oh, I've got too much stomach acid, it's causing problems. There's all sorts of reasons why that's not the case. It's hardly ever the case.
Okay.
Most of the time, people don't have enough stomach acid, and their food is not digesting enough for it to get absorbed well.
Makes sense.
And that is something that is showing up in your case. The thing that I think relates back to your migraines the most is this one, the liver non-homeostasis. In other words, your liver's showing stress based on the blood tests.
Okay.
Pancreatic insufficiency. Now, we didn't find pancreas was a trouble. Whenever there's a leaky gut issue that relates to Candida in the gut, oftentimes that's because your diet has been carb heavy for a while.
Okay.
And you're working on that. But that's a big deal. This is your intestines. Here's your esophagus. Here's your stomach. This is, I think, supposed to be your pancreas, but here's your liver. And then it goes into your small intestine, and then right here goes through a valve, and it dumps into your large intestine. Yeah, this is not a good depiction. I got this off Canva.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's not 2 layers of this. Anyway, and then dumps out of your body here.
Okay.
Now, all of the blood supply from all of your intestines, the food gets absorbed, and then it goes to your liver. Every bit of it, every drop. And then your liver does tons of work to make it usable and uses it. And your liver is like your best friend. It's like your bodyguard, and it helps you detox. It helps you with everything.
Okay.
But when you're in a situation where you have Candida overgrowth here, like you drink wine. Wine is fermented juice, and it goes, and your liver has to deal with it. There's all sorts of different yeasts, and most of them don't create alcohol. Some of them create other toxins, but all of those toxins are being absorbed into your blood. The toxins that your Candida that we found overgrows created, so it goes to your liver and gallbladder, and then that causes liver and gallbladder problems. And then we talked about how that relates to your migraines.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So, and again, I've seen this. This is classic for migraines. And this is why I'm so confident that we can get rid of it if you are dedicated.
For sure.
Pancreatic insufficiency. Your pancreas is under stress a little bit. And that's not like, this is like not pre-diabetes, but before that.
Okay.
Okay. Because your pancreas isn't even under stress according to the muscle test. So it's not like on my radar big time.
Right.
And it's extremely likely that if you start eating paleo, like we discussed, not even something to think about.
Okay.
Same thing with the heart. If you're in a situation where you get away from omega-6 fatty acids that are highly inflammatory and cause problems.
Yeah.
And we already tested those over your heart, didn't even show up. So again, you change your diet, not even something to worry about.
Yeah.
B12 folate deficiency goes back to the uranemia. These two are related. And then a zinc deficiency. So we'll talk about these things when we talk about recommendations.
Okay.
Each one of these categories here is in the same order on the next number of pages.
Okay.
And it talks about what it is, why we feel that this is a problem. In other words, this blood test and these blood tests, this one being high and these being low, made us feel like anemia due to B12 folate deficiency was a problem.
Okay.
Okay. So, and then it talks about in detail what that means, and then diet and lifestyle applications or changes that you can make.
Okay.
And then the same thing goes into all the rest of the same, all these categories are listed out in the same manner.
Okay.
So anyway, I'll send this home with you.
Yeah.
If you're trouble with insomnia, you might put that next to your bed.
I don't normally. I'll just have to
read that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it can be a little detailed, and I I wouldn't stress over it hugely.
Okay.
But we'll talk about supplementation and that sort of thing, a couple things. One of the nice things is like B12 is easy to get into your body. And when you get your gut right and you have good probiotics in there, they make B vitamin for you too.
Okay.
So it just like your health cascades downhill, it also cascades uphill. When you start making changes in one area, it helps the other areas, and then you get feeling better here and feeling better there, and then everything, and then you get more enthusiastic about it.
Yeah.
So anyway, now that we're kind of done with the evaluation, I want to talk about action steps for you.
Okay.
I think one of the biggest things that you can do is the Paleolithic diet that we discussed in detail in the class, and I've got lots of videos on that, and you've already used ChatGPT to help you with that. And they recommended recipes, or
so I asked it to make me a menu for the week, and so then you could click on the recipes from there if you wanted to, and then if there was like something you didn't want to eat, you could be like, what could I do instead of that? The first one was pretty extensive, and I was like, I need something simpler. Like, let's start me off simple. And so, I mean, you can pretty much dumb it down as much as you want and then add back to it. There was a few things I was like, oh, I like that for breakfast. What are some other ideas? And so then it started giving me other ideas. So,
And did it recommend things like yogurt?
No.
No. I didn't know you mentioned yogurt earlier.
That's just me. Sometimes I do that for dinner. In my old days. We're not doing that going forward.
Anyway, having health problems once symptoms show up like migraines is a little like having a broken leg. Like you break your leg and you're in a lot of pain. And you go to the emergency room, and let's say the doctor puts on one of those casts that has the Velcro straps, so you can take it off to bathe, and he says, hey, 8 weeks minimum. You got to wear this cast around for 8 weeks. And you're like, oh, okay, this is a huge hassle, but I have a broken leg, so I'm wearing it. And then 2 weeks in, you're like, this is a big hassle, and I don't have any pain at all anymore, but I'm walking around like this, and I can't handle this anymore. So you take the cast off at 2 weeks, and then you're like, I'm walking around, and it's not so bad, and so you go up the stairs faster than you should, and your leg breaks. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have done that, and you put your cast back on, and then 2 weeks go by, and it's like, okay, I'm feeling a little bit better, and you take it back off. And then you are like, I feel fine, and you trip somewhere and your leg breaks again. You'll never be the same after you do that 3 or 4 times.
Right.
You'll never heal properly. And it's the same thing with eating a Paleolithic diet, especially when there's like gut issues like Candida. If you cheat even a little, it's kind of like taking the cast off your leg. It's going to break again. Because we don't want to keep those guys alive in there. We want to kill them.
Right.
And if you even give them just the tiniest hope of I'm eating a morsel of this, or having a little bit of sweet of this, or whatever, then those guys will be like, okay, well, we're going to hang around, and maybe she'll forget about us, So I would be very, very strict for, I don't know, how long were we really, really strict for? With us, it was maybe a year. Yeah. And we're not as strict as we used to be. She makes, and they're paleo desserts. And where she uses dates, but it's still sugar, and it's not like I eat a ton of that stuff, but I'll have dessert. I have dessert, and, and I'll have a adult beverage, and whereas at the beginning I wasn't having any of that, because I had a bad Candida. I would call it bad Candida, and if you just take the cast off, you'll never get there. And I want you to get there for sure. And then once you're there, your taste buds reset, and you're used to it, and it's easy, and you can splurge every once in a while, and it's not a big deal. And when I say splurge, I mean I wouldn't eat birthday cake, like regular old birthday cake or anything like that. But, like desserts paleo desserts aren't a problem, because you've got this strong gut, and I haven't had migraines in months, and, it's not a problem. So anyway, really doubling down on the paleo diet. There's my soapbox. Sorry.
No, I love it. So I'm here.
One of the things, and I want to talk about supplementation.
Okay.
I would like to see you take oregano oil.
I do take that.
Okay. For what?
Well, I honestly don't really know. I've just taken it for like the last year. I saw something where it helps with your immunity.
Okay.
So that's why I started taking it.
Okay. So whatever you're doing isn't enough.
Okay.
And you may be taking enough to help your gut if you get a paleo diet. I don't know. I'm not sure. Are you taking it in pill form or in liquid form, or how are you taking it?
It's like a little squishy.
Okay. A little pill.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you take one?
2. It says 2 a day.
Okay. And are they little round ones, or are they like big long ones?
They're little round ones.
Yeah. Thank you. That's oregano oil. So usually, and you might look on the label.
Okay.
But usually, if they put it in a capsule, they weaken it down with usually olive oil or some other kind of oil to make it so it doesn't burn through the capsule.
Okay.
Oregano oil will seriously burn through almost anything.
Interesting.
And if you get it on your tongue, you'll think it's burning through your tongue too.
Okay.
Let's test real quick. I'm just going to hold this one. Actually, let's have you hold that one, so I can use your right arm. And we'll go back to hold really hard. This is back to the Candida in the small intestine. Hold really hard. Good. Not good, but
it's working.
The thing we found.
Yeah.
I'm going to stuff this in your pocket. That's the liquid oregano oil. Hold really hard. Okay, see how that makes you stronger? Let me get rid of this just real quick and double check. Yeah. Okay. And here's where I wish you had yours here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, honey. So we could test yours and see. It wouldn't surprise me if it says it works, but it's just not maybe working enough.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what we recommend is getting a liquid. I like this company a lot. You can get it on Amazon, or you can call them directly. They're great customer service. It's called Healthy Health. Healthyhealth.com, I think it is. And then you can get these on Amazon too. And just a general rule for herbs. You want to take herbs for problems, not for maintenance.
Oh, okay.
In general, you want to take vitamins for maintenance, like I'm maintaining my health. But herbs in general it's not going to kill you.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't just take something all the time just in case, unless it's a vitamin,
Yeah.
But usually you fill up, this has got a dropper in it. You fill that up and then put the cap back on and then take it.
Okay.
You don't want to make a bunch of these. I had a lady make a bunch of them and keep them in her purse, and she ruined her purse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
that's bad.
Anyway, yeah, oregano will ruin your stuff in a hurry.
Okay.
The nice thing about liquid is, I have a really sore throat, or I have sinus, or I've got an infection, something like that. You can actually, do you do okay with spicy food? Okay. Yeah. You can put like a drop under your tongue, and then it's hot, it's spicy, but then breathe it deep into your lungs and out your nose, and into your lungs and out your nose. And it will coat your whole respiratory system and kill off stuff in a real hurry there if you ever get a bug.
Okay.
But I wouldn't take it I would take this. I would take 3 a day for about 2 weeks, and then cut down to 2 a day, 2 capsules a day for probably another. And it'll depend. If you're really, really good with your diet, you might get by with a month and a half. Let's say that.
Okay.
Month. 1.5 months. I had a lady who I had her take this stuff. She had Candida really bad. And after her 5th bottle, she was like, well, when can I stop taking this? And I said, well, you may as well stop now, because she never stopped drinking soda pop.
Oh.
You know, so she's feeding the Candida on one side and trying to kill it on the other side, and there's just no, it doesn't do any good.
Yeah.
I would take a really good probiotic. I would take 3 a day. You want it in the billions.
Okay.
There's lots of good probiotics out there. Garden of Life is great. They're great. I use NutriWest products all the time. They're great as well. You have to get a doctor's prescription for that. If you want to order from them, let me know.
Okay.
Some of their stuff you can get online too. But anyway, probiotics are so important. I would just never stop doing that. Okay. Just plan on doing that the rest of your life.
So I've heard there's a difference between the ones that are refrigerated and not. Is there a preference?
Yeah, some companies will freeze dry them. I think they're less effective in general. I like the ones that you keep in the fridge. Like NutriWest, they don't send them refrigerated. And then a lot of the companies, you can get some that, like if you go to Natural Grocers, there's some in the fridge section and some not. They live at 98.6 in our gut.
Right.
So I don't worry about it too much, but I think in general they live longer in the fridge.
Okay.
So anyway.
Okay.
The other couple things that I'm going to recommend that you do a liver cleanse. This isn't a supplement, it's a procedure. The liver cleanse, let's see, I thought I had it here. Yeah, here it is. This cleanses the liver and gallbladder both. I've had people do this and say, oh, that got rid of my migraines. That was somebody who had them very regularly. It's an aggressive procedure. It's only about 24 hours, so it's not at all, long term. But let me go through and find the picture I want to show you. These are gallstones that one of my patients got out in the toilet when she did this.
Wow.
So, yeah, and now don't ask me how she got them onto the plate. I don't know. I didn't ask.
We don't care.
But yes, okay. She sent me this picture and was like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. I can't imagine what her gallbladder looked like, how big it was inside of her. But she felt immensely better.
I bet.
It's step by step. I have an online video on how to do this, and it's actually in the AccuSmart course that you'll have access to as well, the video on exactly how to do all of this. But you go to the store, get Epsom salts, get olive oil, and grapefruit juice.
Okay.
Fresh I like best because it emulsifies the olive oil a little bit better, but that's it. There's only those 3 ingredients, and it tells you exactly how to mix that up. The Epsom salts will basically relax the tube that goes from the gallbladder to your intestines. And then you drink the olive oil, and it's there's a couple steps, but you drink the olive oil with the grapefruit juice, it goes down easier that way. And then that forces your gallbladder to contract aggressively, and now the tube is bigger and more relaxed, so it can push out all the gunk that's in there.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
like I said, it really can help, and it helps your liver. It's called a liver cleanse, but it cleanses the liver and the gallbladder both.
Okay.
Can make a huge difference in regards to how you're feeling. Now, this is great and works really well. However, we have to take one step back and say, well, what caused your gallbladder and liver to be polluted to begin with? And that's what we're trying to fix with the oregano oil killing the Candida and the probiotics restoring the good bacteria the way they should. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this is like short term. This is more like long term, getting rid of the problem.
Okay.
If you have any questions on that, let me know.
Okay, I will.
We found a couple things. Probiotics. We already addressed that. Vitamin D. I would get a blood test.
So
Have you had it tested?
I have. It's been a while, but it's been a while. Both of the times I'd had my blood work done, it always came back high.
Oh, okay.
I take my vitamin D every day too. It's like a vitamin DK supplement.
Okay. Thank you for telling me that. Then there may be another problem.
Okay.
So, okay. I'm glad you told me that. Because I tested and I always assume that it's low, but it might be actually too high. I'm going to go grab vitamin D and I'll be right back. Oh, we got to go back to this.
Yes.
And let me have you hold that too. And hold. Make sure you're still testable, and you are. And then this is vitamin D. Hold really hard. Hold really, really hard. Hold really hard. Okay. Yes. Okay, this is an indication you are too high in vitamin D. So I would cut back, and I would stop for a while. Vitamin D is one of the fat-soluble vitamins. You may have heard of that. Have you ever heard that?
No.
Okay. There's 4. There's A, D, E, and K. And if they're fat-soluble, they stay in your body.
Oh, okay.
They just hang out in your body a long, long time, which is great because you need vitamin D. It's really important. Do you remember your levels?
No, I mean, it's been a while, but I just feel like every time I have had my blood work done, it was always like, your D's too high.
Okay. And that can cause problems.
Okay.
That actually might be related to your liver to some degree. I have no idea.
Okay.
Let's test again.
Okay.
Hold really hard. This is over liver, gallbladder. Okay, so probably not directly related, but having excess vitamin D is not necessarily a good thing. Okay. So stop taking it.
Okay.
And I wish I knew what your levels were, but I would stop maybe for 3 months if you've had more than one test and it's always been high. Yeah. Okay. I would stop for 3 months. And then, do you know how much you're taking?
No, I would have to look and see.
Okay.
It's just the tiniest little soft gel thing.
Vitamin D is tiny. Yeah. So the amount that I usually recommend most people take is 5,000 IU, international units per day.
Okay.
That's a good amount for most people. You may not need as much as the average person, or you might be holding on to it longer than the average person. I don't know. But I would stop for 3 months. Okay. And next time you get a blood test, matter of fact, every time you get a blood test, I would have it tested and just see where you stand. It's not horribly expensive, but I like a level between 50 and 70. Most, remember the bell curve? They say 30 and 100. If you can get between 50 and 100, you're in good shape. You're likely over 100. So anyway, that's not good necessarily. So I would stop that. What other supplements are you taking?
I take, it's one for immunity. It's just like a multi kind of immunity one. It's got like echinacea in it and some of that type of vitamin C and zinc, I think.
Zinc?
Yeah, even though I was low. Yeah.
It showed you were zinc deficient on the blood test. Yeah, I didn't find that with the muscle testing, but
what else?
Another, just back to that, like echinacea is an herb, and again, I usually don't recommend those until you need them.
Right.
So
it's winter. I just thought we needed them.
Well, and there's lots of things you can do for your immune system, like taking vitamin D and vitamin C and that sort of thing. But usually, I recommend taking herbs when you have symptoms.
Makes sense.
And not just in case, kind of thing. And usually they're, I haven't seen any studies on this, but I was thinking of them as being more effective if you're not taking them all the time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
the only other one that I take is, I always get the letters mixed up. I think it's DEAH.
DHEA.
Yes, that.
Okay. Why are you taking that one?
I don't know. Thought it was good for me.
Okay. And particularly for women, it's way better than for men. And that's okay. My wife takes that on a regular basis. Again, I wish I had it here. Usually it's some kind of hormonal issue.
Yeah, I think.
And I didn't find anything with that with you, so it may be helping.
And it's only like 10 milligrams or something like that. It's like the lowest one you can get.
And
I think Energy,
the nice thing about DHEA is it'll turn into what your body needs.
Yeah.
So, okay. We addressed liver and gallbladder. So there are vitamins that help the liver. One of the ones I recommend is called Liver Detox. Because you showed up for that, I'd probably take at least one bottle of that, and I would take 3 a day. For like, you'll really get your liver cleanse, will clean things out, but this will help clean it up, make sure afterwards. Hopefully, if you have a really good diet, you won't need that long term. But again, that can help.
Do you take it all 3 at one time, or like throughout the day you get 3 in?
Oh no, you want to spread it out.
Okay.
Yeah, I would do that with any of these. Really, the ones you really don't need to spread out are the fat solubles that I was telling you about, like if you're or the omega-3s that I'm going to recommend for you. Thank you. Let's test again. Sorry.
No, that's good.
Hold really hard. Back to liver. And then let's just stick that there. Back to liver, hold. Just get rid of that. Yeah, your body's like, yeah, I'd like some of that stuff. This has all sorts of herbs and vitamins that help the liver do its job better.
Okay.
Again, you're having liver trouble, so supporting your liver. And the other nice thing about this is it actually has liver in it.
Oh, interesting.
Like from cows.
Yeah.
If you want to rebuild an organ, you want to take that organ. The DSF, this has adrenal gland in it and a bunch of other glands that help your body handle stress. So total liver detox, 3 per day for 1 bottle worth. The DSF, that was the adrenal gland that we found. DSF, I would recommend in your case probably 3 a day for about 6 months. The adrenal gland is notoriously hard to rebuild because everyday activities just break it down. And then down to 2 a day. And then I usually recommend staying on that.
Okay.
There's 4 things that I recommend everybody do pretty much all the time. Yours your vitamin D is an exception. That's one of the four. I recommend people take a adrenal supplement. I like DSF by far the best. I recommend they take a probiotic. I recommend they take vitamin D because 99% of people are low on it. And then the other one I recommend is an omega-3 that we haven't even talked about yet, but I'm going to recommend that for you. Because you showed up as being weak when we held the omega-3s or omega-6 up to you, and I'm looking forward to finding what that blood test shows. And I'll let you know about that. But I'm going to recommend an omega-3 supplement. I'm going to recommend you take 10,000 milligrams per day for about 2 weeks. And that's like one shot.
Okay.
You can measure it out. And then I would cut down to probably 7,000 milligrams for probably about 2 months. And then 5,000 milligrams per day, pretty much perpetually.
Okay.
They help you so much. They're highly anti-inflammatory. It helps your brain function. It helps everything. Okay. We address that. Total brain. I wouldn't be surprised if the omega-3s help that quite a bit. I'd probably do 2 a day. That's okay. I tested her for it earlier. What's that? Okay. Yeah, that's okay. Thank you. 2 a day for probably 1 bottle's worth.
Okay.
And then hopefully the omega-3s will kick in. And is there any family history of Alzheimer's, mental decline, anything like that?
My grandma on my dad's side.
Okay. Just the one person?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay. That's up to you. I have a whole Alzheimer's course online. And here's the thing, is like the stuff you do now makes that happen or makes that not happen then, way down the road. I have a family history of that with me too, and I take omega-3s and Total Brain every day. And it's highly related to sugar. You should, if you get a chance, look up type 3 diabetes. Can you get me another piece of paper? I'll use the back of this one.
I've been seeing a lot on that lately.
Sorry?
Like
type
over
3?
the last couple of months, I've been seeing it more.
Okay, yeah, it's it's not an actual diagnosis. It's a theory that basically lack of excess sugar and lack of sugar handling by the body relates to Alzheimer's. And if you have diabetes, you're very likely to get Alzheimer's. But anyway, you probably are familiar with it to some degree, but it's interesting. Type 3 diabetes. Okay. That's supplements. This one's hopefully going to be easy for you, but avoid dill. I won't get into it too much now because this is only one thing that showed up in your case, but the Candida can relate to leaky gut syndrome. Have you heard of this?
I have heard of it, but I don't really know anything about it.
Essentially, your intestines, you chew up food and it goes to your stomach and goes to your intestines and gets digested down into tiny particles, and then small enough particles that get into the blood, and then the body uses it to make hair or skin or muscle or whatever, or energy, whatever it is. Leaky gut, when the probiotics aren't here, they're not on the lining of the gut like they should, then the holes in the gut can get bigger, so undigested food can get absorbed before it should. And that can relate to allergies and sensitivities. Like your body says, instead of, oh, that's some good nutrients I'm going to be able to use, it says, I don't recognize that. And then your immune system says, well, we don't know what that is. Let's
what do we do?
it.
Yeah.
So you become sensitive to it. It wouldn't surprise me if you avoid dill for 3 months, probably. Is dill a big part of your diet?
No, not really.
Okay, then I wouldn't even probably worry about it.
Okay.
Avoid it for 6 months. And by that time, your leaky gut should be gone because we got rid of the Candida, and hopefully won't be a big deal.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to recommend the Electro-Acupuncture. That we talked about with the device. And yeah, following the points and doing those. If you could do those 1 time a day, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. We didn't find any toxins. We addressed infection of the Candida with the oregano oil. I want to make sure I'm covering all my bases here. Oh, emotion. I will write down some stuff to send with you, and there's a whole emotion section on the AccuSmart website that will teach you how to address that stuff. It's on here. We made a note on there as to the emotions that were giving you trouble.
Yeah.
And the way that you would address those would be with the emotional release technique. Okay. And then the other thing was structure. Doing what you're doing. Do you exercise? Yeah, you exercise with Tiffany.
Yeah, I go like every day that she's open.
Okay, great. Yeah. There's been a ton of study on how that helps everything. It just helps everything. So continuing to do that, and then see if you might tell your chiropractor, who do you see?
Shane Manley. Is it the Lowell Chiropractic?
I don't know him.
Yeah.
But anyway, you might tell him, hey, I got looked at and the doctor said I had an anterior occiput. And see if he concurs and if he wants to address that.
Okay.
But that's what I found. And I do find that with migraines quite a bit. Okay. Well, I would be happy to have you back in, however long and see where you stand with things. And then, redo evaluations and see where you stand with all that. Do you have any questions? I know I've gone over tons and tons and tons of stuff here. Sorry.
No, it's good information.
I don't want to overwhelm you.
No, I don't think, you explained everything really well. I don't think I have any questions right this second.
Okay. Well, great. Yeah. Great. Well, we'll call it good from here and we'll see how it goes.
Sounds good. I'm excited.
Oh, that was some studies that were done on like gallbladder and migraines. And the reference is right down below here if you're interested in that. I'll be sending you some stuff email-wise as well.
Okay, perfect.
On how to fix some of that, including the emotion thing, and that sort of thing.
All right.
Okay, well, real good.
Lots of good information.
Oh, if you know anybody who is suffering from a health problem that wants to get evaluated, have them email me, drmasters@accusmart.com, and I would be happy to talk to them about how they can come in and get looked at.